So party people, Zobrak back. I'm gonna try to freehand this because yeah, my stand is not working for this setup at all. But basically, this is the follow up on the switch to Raph and Mikey. My biggest issue here, and well, okay, so like the old school ones, like Elemental and Bond, the Colossal Majesty, those kind of remind me of all the, what works in white nowadays. Like welcoming vampires acceptable, mentor of the meek. The fact that you got to pay one is kind of ridiculous. Having your opponent pay one or more is, great. This one nets you a card, as long as you got the right stuff on top. I could not believe that this guy was between $13 and $19 now, but that does show you, how crappy card draw really is in white compared to green. Because yeah, this kind of the equivalent elemental bond and colossal majesty in particular is really bad. I mean, if you shouldn't be playing Phyrexian Arena, you probably shouldn't be playing colossal majesty as well. But my gripe here, from switching to Cluth from Ralph and Mikey. Oh, and I also wanted to point out that colorless has better card draw with Horn of the Mark versus, like, say, Menace Tareth and, Assemble the Players. But my biggest gripe here with the change that they've kind of made here is that everything was power. You could find a sweet spot with all these. You could find a sweet spot with all these creatures where you just cared about power 4 or above, and every single one of these enchantments, would go ahead and work with them. But then for some reason they decided that, well, and I understand with Up the Beanstalk, hilariously, they made that amazingly good with all those, Dustmorn cards, those creatures, cheat them in play, and between that one and the, Eye of Eternity, can't remember the name of the mechanic at this point, or the Dustmorn one for that matter. But anyways, so yeah, all of a sudden we are now power 5 or greater, or mana value 5 or greater, instead of, being able to do power 4. So literally all of these, if I care to have them, and I realize this is kind of a small gripe, but it is a gripe nonetheless. If I want to center around Vortex and Beanstalk, then all of these are out now. Froghemoth being the example that works fine on the casting cost, but not on the power, whereas all the rest of them don't have enough casting costs, but they're fantastic, mid-range, stomper type creatures. So instead, I'm, tempted to change all those guys into generic goobers like this dude. Giants and elves and worms, all sorts of sets are clock full of 5 mana, 5/4, 5/5s, commons. And I don't know, am I going to replace every single one of these with some guy like that? I am planning on, still making it RAF, but yeah, at least for this range of testing, I think I will be slotting all these out for these type of cards. So anyways, that is all for now. Check you next time. Hit the like and subscribe and all that jazz. Thank you.